focusing the mind is the second of the 5 pillars, and focusing the mind has been proven to reduce anxiety and also improve our ability to problem solve. So this is focusing on anything that brings us into the present moment. So anything that helps us to focus the mind on something that is in the current time, so in the present. Reason being, and the reason why it has such an amazing impact on anxiety, is because that anxiety is an emotion we all experience. All of us have anxiety, all of us have it at different levels. Where anxiety becomes to be a little bit of a problem is when it starts impacting our activities in day-to-day life. So we might be stopping doing certain things because of those feelings and those emotions. So by focusing the mind, and anxiety being primarily drawn from future situations, so we're concerned and worried, and we've got that feeling of anxiety typically about future situations. We're worrying about something that might be coming up. That isn't helpful. Often we don't necessarily have the ability to change what's going to happen in the future. So by bringing ourselves back to the present and making sure that we're looking at what we can control and what's going on right now, we are in a much better position to be able to deal with those particular issues there and then. So focusing the mind doesn't necessarily have to be anything related to meditation or anything like that, but it could be as simple as doing a puzzle, because we're focusing and we're thinking about that present moment and what we're doing. It could be that we just have a moment at the end of every day to focus on how we've been feeling that day, maybe reflecting on the different situations that we've come across, recognizing how we've dealt with them, and providing ourselves with some praise for that. It could be that mindfulness and meditation is good for you. If you are in a particularly anxious time, and you recognize that you are feeling quite nervous or worried about something, then mindfulness isn't necessarily the best thing for you at that particular time. Mindfulness isn't recommended for anxiety. Reason being is that because anxiety is drawn from overthinking about these future situations, if you are in your own mind at that point, it's not going to be helpful, and those thoughts are probably going to just continue unless you're very well practiced at mindfulness. So meditation, mindfulness is great as a form of practicing, but not as a form of, if you are feeling anxious, this is how to deal with it. You're much better off focusing on something like a puzzle or looking and addressing the emotions that you're experiencing. You could go for a walk and really focus on the nature and the different things around you, the different sounds and the different feelings that you might get with that. Listening to music is also a brilliant one, because you're focusing on the words and maybe singing along, even if it's just in your mind. But it's, again, focusing the mind on things. So making sure that we have time for these things is really important.